What it do, what it do? How y'all feeling? Welcome to Ash Neil's Radio. I am your host, Ash Neil. That is I. So, we talking to y'all. Yes, this white woman here was seen calling a black kid the N-word. Yes, I don't know if you guys seen this video, but this woman was in a park with her child, and I guess when stories came out, they were told that it was an autistic black kid who was out with his uncle, and he, I guess, allegedly took something from her diaper bag, and she called him the N-word. Yes. Funny thing about this story is we have all these people talking about Carmelo Anthony, right? This Carmelo Anthony case is coming all the way to this case. Reason being is because this lady, after calling this baby the N-word, she started a GoFundMe. Yes, and it raised a lot of money. I think her goal was $50,000, then she raised it to like $1 million. And me personally, we all know that the people that donated was a bunch of racists. They loved the fact that she was able to call this black baby the N-word. But what does that say about the rest of the people agreeing with her?
All new tonight, a Rochester man is sharing footage he captured of a racist incident involving his 5-year-old nephew near Soldiers Field Memorial Park. Sharmake Omar says he reported this video here behind me to police. It shows a woman yelling racial slurs at his nephew while at Roy Sutherland Playground. Tonight, he's also sharing his side of the story.
At the park were frightened. Obviously, the lady, she was very angry, very loud, a lot of racial slurs. Not only for my kids, other kids too as well on the playground and other parents.
That was Omar speaking with myself and evening anchor Cami Raisler just about 10 minutes ago. We're also getting a look at the incident itself from Monday.
Did you call him a child? Did you call the child a? It is my own business. You call him a.
As you can hear right there in this video, the woman who's been identified as Shiloh Hendricks can be heard shouting the N-word multiple times when Omar.
And then she said, "Blah, blah, blah, blah," trying to mock his race. I'm telling you, something's going on. For these people to feel like they can just say what they want, right? Just call a black baby the N-word, right? Now, mind you, we just passed all these laws about anti-Semitism, hate crime, right? How is this not a hate crime? Why is it a First Amendment right when you can use racial slurs to black folks, but you'll get arrested if you use racial slurs towards Jewish people? I'm trying to understand this.
Confronts her about it. Hendricks doubles down, saying she'll call the child one if he, quote, acts like it. Hendricks claims the boy took her 18-month-old son's diaper bag, which Omar disputes.
You got her license plate.
His video has, of course, now gone viral on social media. In response, Hendricks has started an online fundraiser, which she says is to help protect her family.
Help me protect
She's
my
now
family.
increased the goal from $50,000 to $1 million. At last check, nearly $360,000.
Remember, they was crying about Carmelo family raising their goal. This racist woman raised her goal from $50,000 to $1 million. She already raised $357,000. We don't want to hear your outrage. Sorry, we don't give a fuck.
$1,000 has been donated. You can see that total right there. Now, we did reach out to Give, Send, Go, which is the website hosting this fundraiser. The company tells us it's reached out to the organizer, but doesn't manage or speak on behalf of individual campaigns.
Right.
Now, we do want to mention a recent criminal case that's
Now, he said they reached out to the organizer. Because a lot of people was complaining to Give Sim Go when Carmelo's family was getting his money and he was so-called a criminal. How are you allowing your website to donate to a criminal? That's how they kept saying it. And the guy had to come out and have an interview and say, hey, we are allowing anybody to receive donations. We're just open for everybody. Now, I guess GoFundMe, they have something where you can't raise money if you're, a criminal or something. I don't know. I guess that's in the clause. But you can raise money after being racist, and you guys don't even care about it? I'm trying to understand, because Carmelo is innocent until proven guilty, even though we know that he admitted to doing it, but we know that he's claiming self-defense. This lady is just out here blurting racial slurs to babies. Nobody want to make a phone call? Of course not, because you don't care. You don't care.
Connected to this story, Omar, the man who filmed the video and the child's uncle,
was
charged with felony criminal sexual conduct. This is in Olmsted County.
I heard about this.
However, the state of Minnesota did dismiss those charges back in March.
Think about that. I heard about that. That's how people are smearing this guy. Oh, this criminal offender. Even the lady said, oh, we found out that he had run-ins with the law and he filming me and put it online. And now I'm in trouble and I got to move and my family's in danger. They literally tried to smear this guy for filming the racial tirade. And it didn't land. That's how they do shit. I guarantee you, I don't know. Let me stop saying guarantee. I bet you that white lady has a history too. But nobody want to talk about it. Nobody's going to bring it up. But we want to bring up Omar's history. Mind you, they dropped the charges. I don't know. There's probably another white lady saying that this Somali guy tried to harass me. Who knows? These people are sick as shit. So for them to even bring up that case, I'm glad they did, because they wanted to dispute it. Like, oh yeah, there was an allegation, but case dismissed, charges dropped. I'm trying to figure out, why do people feel the need to be that disgusting and point out other people's, I guess, criminal record? Because even with Carmelo, they try. Oh, he was this, that, and the other. Every time a black person does something, they say, oh, he had a speeding ticket. Casey Allison just got found not guilty of murder, but found guilty of manslaughter, right? He has to do time. The white kid that stabbed, please don't let the Hispanic kid. I forgot his name. Mind you, the Hispanic kid is the one that lost his life. They brought up his criminal history, talking about the Hispanic kid got into a fight one time and yada, 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 police was called. That's what they do. They try to smear us. So, we have a video about this white lady and her GoFundMe money. And it's one of these YouTubers who I've covered before. I want you to hear how he covers this racist lady and her GoFundMe page, and just see if he has the same kind of energy as he had towards Carmelo Anthony.
Everyone knew that there was going to be a backlash to the Carmelo Anthony situation. When I say the Carmelo Anthony situation, I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds of donations to a kid that took the life of another kid, and many, many donations from people who were simply celebrating the fact that a white individual was no longer with us. Some of them clearly trolling, many of them very obviously from a part of the community that very clearly does not like white folks and celebrate it. Awesome.
Think about that. They very clearly, some of them very clearly, just don't like white folks. Right? That's how he's framing it. Oh, they was happy that Carmelo made all this money. Oof, he unalived the white kid. right? That's how he's framing it, as a disgusting thing, which it would be disgusting. If somebody was cheering on the fact that Austin is dead and Carmelo raised money, they're disgusting. But let's see how you cover this woman receiving money after her racism.
In Metcalf's passing. Well, 2 days ago, roughly, a white woman was on at the park with her kid, and another kid, a Somalian kid, I think. I'm not totally sure. The guy filming her, harassing her, was Somali. A brown kid.
The guy filming her, harassing her. A brown kid. Think about that. How was he harassing her? All he did was film. His nephew was called the N-word, and he got it on camera. How was he harassing her? But, like you said, a little brown kid and all. That's how y'all frame it, because you're racist. That's it. That's it. There's no other way to say it.
Had been rummaging through their stuff, allegedly stealing things. And so the mother lashed out and referred to the child with a word she deemed appropriate at the time. And look, people can say what they want. I don't have an issue. If people want to say certain things, people want to.
Think about it. She said the N-word. She called this baby the N-word. And he said, I don't have a problem with that. How are you not racist? How are you not denouncing this lady? Okay, we could say maybe the kid, he shouldn't have went in her diaper bag and took whatever he took and yada, yada, yada. I heard that the baby was a mentally challenged child, had autism. But immediately, this white woman want to be racist, and you're like, I ain't got no problem with that. Go ahead. I bet you if we call you racist, you'd be mad. You'd be like, oh, that's messed up. I'm not racist. Don't call me racist. I bet you. But explain to us how you're not.
She had every right to say how she felt at that time. It might not have been the word I would have chosen.
You better not.
But
Get your ass beat.
We cannot ignore the extreme levels of black fatigue.
What?
Going on across America right now. I'm going to talk about it very candidly.
Black fatigue. Think about this. It's the baby's fault. It's the guy who's filming. It's his fault that the baby was called the N-word, and now they're bothered by it. They're bothered by it. This is what they all say. They have a First Amendment right to be racist. And if you criticize them for being racist, something's wrong with you. There's some black fatigue going on. These race baiters are always trying to bring up when we're just using our First Amendment right.
Black fatigue is a term that usually had referred to fatigue black folks felt from the pressures and, all these issues going on in their lives for being black. But now it's being spread, it's being repurposed as a term that is being, referencing a general malaise within the white community. That they feel other communities, the black community in this case, are not being held accountable for their actions, live by a different set of rules, which is playing out every day in court.
How?
And
wait a minute. Make that make sense. On one side of your fucking mouth, y'all say, oh, the black folks is out here committing all these crimes. Look at the data. The data shows that black folks are committing more violent crimes, which the data doesn't show. It actually shows that white folks are committing more crimes, but that's neither here nor there. But now you're saying, oh, it's not fair. Look, they're getting better treatment in court. Huh? What are you talking about? It can't be both. Either we are committing these crimes and we're getting locked up because we know we're getting disproportionately locked up way more than our white counterparts. We know that shit. But for you to be like, yeah, look at the data that says all these black folks committing crime and they all locked up. And on the other side, you're like, it's not fair. They're getting they're going to court and getting better deals and stuff. It doesn't make no sense to me. I'm trying to figure you out. I am. I'm listening up.
This woman, for speaking her mind, has been doxxed, harassed. People have called CPS on her child. And have, you know.
Wait a minute. This woman who was just speaking her mind. That's how he said it. She was just speaking her mind. She's been doxxed. She's been harassed. CPS was called on her, baby. Mind you, this is the same piece of shit that had a lot of negative shit to say about Carmelo's family. And when they were doxxed and when they felt threatened, he lied about them buying a house and a car with the money, the donation money. Then he had to retract that statement. So yes, you are a bad actor. So we don't give a fuck about how you are okay with this white woman's racism. But I'm listening.
Been attacking her, sending her threats. And so the community has risen up and said, this isn't okay.
The community.
And she has now raised $320,000 and rising with a goal of $1 million. This is going to, make no mistake about it, this story is going to explode.
Look.
And we're going to get into how exactly we got.
Look, I don't know if y'all seen this video when he was bitching about Carmelo and them raising their target price, their goal. He was complaining. He was talking about this is getting ridiculous. This is just them trying to get money from this situation. You see how he didn't mention that her initial goal was 50,000 and she raised it to $1 million? He left that out. But I got y'all. But this is what I'm talking about. These bad actors right here that are okay with racism and want to give no due process to black folks.
Got here. I want to thank everybody, by the way. The story I've said is true. I sent far too many gift boxes to Amazon. I've made them $10 off, and I desperately need your help. Mother's Day's next week. They're $10 off on Amazon. It comes with our delicious blueberry cobbler, our Colombian roast, honey sticks, yogurt cover.
You know what? Just for fun's sake, I am not going to edit this out. This is you advertising your little goodie bags, right? Right? You're going to give us information where we can find these goodie bags for Mother's Day next week, right? We want to know all the information on this company that you are backing. That way we can come here. Let me see. You got 4.5 stars. I think that says 1,100 reviews or something like that. Looks like it says 1,100 reviews. Hopefully, after this video, once you give us all this information, people can see how you are okay with racism towards black people. And I hope they get on here, because I might start it. I might take this information down, go and leave the best review ever. Because you and your business and that woman deserve to crumble if you think it is okay to be racist. So let me hear it.
Pretzels and our wildly popular chocolate-covered espresso beans.
Yeah.
I need your help. I have 4,000 left to sell.
Really?
We sold 350 yesterday, which is amazing. Even if you don't need to get a gift for Mother's Day, this is still a great sampler pack of all of our offerings. I am asking, hoping, praying that you will help me out by picking one up. And then when you get it, coming back and leaving a review, write a customer review as a verified customer.
Oh, we're going to leave one.
Definitely really, really need your help.
Yes.
My entire company's at risk if I don't move these. I made a huge mistake.
Really? Your company is at stake if you don't move these because you made a mistake. Let's see if this video was another mistake.
My mistake is your benefit, and I'm hoping you will.
Shut up.
Now, here's the... I don't know if I need to show the original video. Essentially, this is a mom whose kid was playing on her playground.
Look at her
She
finger.
got harassed by
at-
some Somali guy.
He got harassed by some Somali guy. Look at her tattoo. She's probably part of a gang. Sorry. But remember, the Somali guy who harassed her, they claimed that he was a criminal, right? But they won't say that the charges were dropped. So yes, this is all about framing brown people as bad and white folks as good. Even though she was the racist.
Who allegedly is a bit of a creep. And for calling this kid, maybe I should just show it.
He's a creep.
Essentially, this guy puts a camera in her face and
Think
says,
about it. He just said he's allegedly a creep. They like to use that word allegedly because that just says that I'm not giving out a definitive answer. I'm not the fact seeker. I'm not telling you that I know this to be the case. So they use definitive. But why even offer that? Say that he's a creep. You want people to search him up and look at his previous case that he was accused of sexual assault. And the case was thrown out. But you don't want to offer that information.
hey, did you call that kid the N-word? She 100% unapologetically said, I called him what he is. What are you going to do about it? And I respect that.
No!
Not that she called this kid this name, but that she wouldn't be tone police. She wouldn't be bullied by this individual.
Think about that. I like that. Not that she said that word, but she wouldn't be bullied. She said, yes, I did say it. If you see the original video, she acted like she didn't say it at first. Once she realized he was recording, she realized that he already caught it. But at first, she was like, what are you talking about? Huh? What did I? No, I didn't. What do you mean? That's how she said it. And then she started getting bold and say, you know what? Fuck it. Yes, I did. I called him what he is, a little nigga. Yo, this is hilarious. This is hilarious, bro. He's okay with it. He's like, she was just speaking her mind.
And now the NAACP is getting involved. People have doxed her.
Yes.
Her GoFundMe says this. My name is Shiloh, and I've been put into a very dire situation. I recently had a kid steal from my 18-month-old son's diaper bag at the park.
Your name should be Shallow.
I called the kid out for what he was. Another man, who we recently found out had a history with law enforcement, proceeded to record me and follow my car.
See?
He then posted these videos.
Who we recently found out had a history with law enforcement. You ain't gonna say that he was the case was thrown out? I said this in one of my other videos that the data doesn't matter if you're innocent. All the data shows is that you were once processed. And that's all they need. If they could process a whole bunch of one group of people and then let them out the door later that day, they would never show on that data that these people were either exonerated, the case was thrown out, or charges dismissed. None of nope. All it shows is that at one point in time, we processed this motherfucker. That's what it shows. So yes, people like Heard's gonna go on this Give Send Go and be like, hey, we just realized that he had recent criminal history. Does that mean that he can't record you while you're being racist? I'm lost. I'm trying to figure that out. Because neither one of these motherfuckers is saying it. That his case was thrown out. They're trying to drive it in your head that he was a creep.
Videos online, which has caused my family, myself, great turmoil.
So what?
My social security number has been leaked.
So
my
what?
address, phone number have been given out freely.
So
my
what?
family members are being attacked. My eldest child may not even be able to go back to school.
Huh?
Even where
That sounds like the kind of stuff Carmelo's mom was saying. And this guy said, and your daughter's probably afraid to sleep because she's sleeping next to a murderer. That's what he said. But now he gives so much care to a woman that decided. Nobody was threatening her life. Nobody told her to do anything, to leave, to move. Nobody put hands on her. The baby probably touched her bag. I don't know, allegedly. But she decided to be racist. So yes, if she's getting doxxed, that's the shit she brought on herself. And for you to care so much, like, oh my God, yeah. But you can give two fucks about Carmelo's family, who they had nothing to do with the Metcalfs and Carmelo's issue. Nah, that was the kids at school doing whatever they was doing. But the family does not deserve to be threatened. And yo ass don't even care.
Right, exercise has been exposed. I'm asking your help in assistance in protecting my family. I fear that we must relocate. I have two small children who do not deserve this.
Oh.
We've been threatened to the extreme by people online.
Oh.
Anything will help. We cannot and will not live in fear. This is the Carmelo Anthony effect.
The Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony.
Think about that. Let's blame Carmelo. I want to hear what he has to say, because this is what we're talking about. When you can excuse racism, right? You just, it's clear as day, like how they keep saying, oh, Carmelo said that he did do it. He didn't say allegedly. He said it was me. If you can sit here and listen to this woman be racist, and you can be behind her the way you are, then nothing you have to say means shit to the community or actual human beings. Because there's more humans out there that do not agree with racism. There's people out there that are looking at this GoFundMe and they're like, why would they support a woman who openly used the N-word? It has nothing to do with Carmelo's case. But you want to link them together. That's why we're having this segment. So let me hear what you have to say.
He raised $500,000 essentially on the premise that many black folks were happy to give money to celebrate the passing of a white kid.
Nope.
Essentially
wrong.
on the premise that
you're wrong. You're lying. That was a complete fucking lie. Carmelo was getting donations because he wasn't getting a fair trial. He wasn't getting due process. We seen that you guys were trying to sentence him already without even figuring out what happened. That's why people donated. They know that this kid is, I don't know if you knew, but did you know? Because you said that Austin was this 4.0 GPA student and blah, 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 right? Carmelo was given an offer to go to school for, what was it? Astro engineering? So yes, when black folks can see this promising future in this kid and they had a fucked up mistake, and I can concede that, nigga, that happened and I wish it didn't. But if you're sitting there trying to railroad him without due process, then your opinions can get the fuck out of here. Especially when you're okay with white racism. Sorry.
Many black folks were happy to give money to celebrate the passing of a white kid.
Liar.
That is how I feel.
That's how you feel.
Not every single person involved in this, not every single person that donated felt that way, but there were.
Now, let me tell you a fact. Every single person that donated to this white lady was racist. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I'm not about to butter my shit up. No, I'm not sugarcoating a motherfucking thing. I think every single dollar that went to her was a racial buck. Even yours. So if you donated him, whatever, what the fuck is his name? If he donated, then he's racist. If I see anybody say, oh yeah, that little nigger baby right there, And then somebody says, how dare you call that baby that? And you say to that person, fuck you. And then everybody is agreeing that you are a despicable human being. And next thing you know, you fear for your life. And you went online to say, hey, help me. I said some racist stuff and these people are attacking me. I would hope everybody would look at you crazy. But they didn't, to the tune of $320,000. So yes, I believe every single one of them that donated to her is racist.
Or hundreds of them in the comment section, internet comments all over the place saying the kid got what he deserved. And that kid didn't even use the magic word. The crime was he was white and he happened.
Huh, how do you know? We got evidence that he did. At least allegedly, right? There's new evidence. This is that son of a bitch that keep fumbling over new evidence. Oh man, my bad. I thought they bought a house. So you're going to sit here right now, because I got it recorded, that he didn't even say the word. Austin didn't say the word. So let me ask you, if Austin did he deserve it? Or did he have it coming? Did Carmelo defend himself? Because that's what you're saying. You're like, I mean, shit, he didn't even say the N-word, and this lady, Let's see. Let's see if you retract this statement, if that happens to come out.
Happened to be around someone who had very low impulse control and was armed. Now we have the Rochester police are now actively looking into Shiloh Hendricks, and the local NAACP are calling for charges. Now, this is where I no longer care that she said the N-word. First of all,
of course not. You never did.
We have the First Amendment in this country.
Oh, there we go.
You can agree or disagree with what she said, but she has a right to say these things.
You don't have the right to have hateful speech. The First Amendment does not protect you against hate speech. Stupid. Either you know that and you don't care, or you don't know that and you're going to learn something. But since you think using the N-word is not that big a deal, I hope we all flood your fucking comment section and you do lose that fucking business. I hope so.
White folks are called all sorts of heinous stuff from black folks every single day.
Shut up.
Nobody's getting sued for that. It is not a crime to call somebody the N-word. It is not a crime
to hate
somebody. It is not a crime to speak of that hate. Hate speech is not a thing.
It literally is. That's what you get charged hate crimes for talking and using racial slurs towards a minority group of people. Now, I don't even think that minority thing is in there, because if you say something about Jewish folks, you can be charged with a hate crime. And I think if you say something about white folks, you can be charged with a hate crime. Obviously, it has to be directed to a certain individual that is going to charge you or accuse you of doing said crime. But what the fuck are you talking about? That's why hate crimes exist. It's not necessarily you have to shoot and kill a black person because they're black. No. If you harbor any racist feelings and use that energy towards someone and harm someone, we don't even know if she was yelling at the baby was crying, or the guy, obviously that's his nephew, so he felt some type of way. If you're using your hateful speech to harm others, it can be deemed a hate crime. So yes, it was the duty for the NAACP to pick this case up. Stupid.
Thing in America. Now, Democrats want it to be. Kamala Harris want it to be.
She's not even.
But what charges exactly would they be filing? Here's a news clip.
KPTC is reaching out to law enforcement in the wake of a video going viral on social media that was reportedly recorded in Rochester, and many of our viewers have contacted us about it.
Look at that little ass can. And just the way he was drinking that mother. Oh, fuck this fat piece of shit. Oh my God.
There's a video circulating on multiple social media platforms that was reportedly recorded at a park in Rochester. The video shows a woman holding a small child making racist slurs in reference to another child at the playground who she claims had taken something that belonged.
By the way, nothing illegal about that. Also, does not entitle black folks to dox you, harass you, attack you, put their hands on you, call CPS. For too long, this word, I mean, it's a magic word. There is not a single word on earth that you could utter to me that would make me react in the way that black folks react to this word. And I would argue,
I don't. What word have ever oppressed you, Pudgy? What word has ever cost you or your people their life? That's what I don't understand about some of these racist bastards, because they don't even understand the dynamics behind racism. I don't know how long he's been a black man in America, but when people use that word towards us, even especially back in the days, it was like green light to do whatever you want to this particular human being. Like, we know what the word means. It's not a fucking First Amendment right, freedom of speech type of word. No, it's a hateful word. And if you don't understand it, then that just means you're blinded by your hate. I guarantee you just said it earlier in this video. It's not a word that I would have used. That's because you know it's racist. Why wouldn't you use it? Be honest. As you're trying to carry water for this piece of shit ass white lady, you're like, yeah, but I wouldn't have said it. Come on, man. I'm getting sick of you bums, bro. You know you a racist piece of shit. Look at how you covering for her. Look at how you're covering for her. Now you mad that the NAACP has a job to do regarding racism towards black folks, and you're like, oh, how dare them do their job? Why do you care? That's when you literally said, all right, now I don't even give a shit about her using the word. Use it. Hell, I might use it. Because the NAACP decided to pick this up, now you're like even more outraged? The fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like she raised money for being racist, and you were mad at Carmelo. Let's check out your take when Carmelo received donations.
well, people were pretty irritated to see this weekend that GoFundMe was allowing multiple fundraisers for the individual that thought, you know, they needed to be armed at a high school track meet and took the life of a God-fearing 4.0 student athlete over a argument over a seat. People
see, that's how he framed it. 4.0 GPA on, like, so was Carmelo. Like I said, he got an offering to be a fucking astro engineer. You don't care. You didn't even mention it. But this white woman who used the N-word, you're like, ugh, I don't care. That's good. That's good news. Let me hear how you covered the Carmelo. Mind y'all, this is in the beginning when Carmelo started to give money for his Give, Send, Go account. Let's see how outraged you were when he raised money, because we already seen that you were okay with this white woman receiving donations. How mad were you in the beginning when Carmelo got his donations?
People were pretty mad this weekend as hundreds of thousands of dollars were pouring into GoFundMe's for this student because apparently they're pushing this weird narrative that it was self-defense. It's absolutely insane to me that anyone would think that this would be self-defense. It's also absolutely insane to me that GoFundMe would even consider allowing this. Now, they have responded.
See? It's insane to him that GoFundMe, which was Give, Send, Go, but this is back in that time when it all came out. He think that's insane. that a kid who we don't know, we still got to let the case come out and see if he was actually defending himself against two aggressors and one used the N-word. We don't know that yet. He is appalled, mad, angry, bothered that GoFundMe would allow this or GiveSendGo would allow this. But the white woman, she was just using her First Amendment rights. This is who we're talking about. These people right here. And I'm over it. I don't even give a fuck about their feelings no more. I said in one of my other videos that the gloves were off, right? And I had people in my comments say, oh, yeah, well, fine, then gloves off. Look what you want to do about it. Bitch, you won't do shit. We see you. We see y'all. This is the universe making a mockery out of white racism. Seriously. This is the universe making a mockery out of y'all. When y'all can sit there and be so hateful, talking about, oh, how dare he stab a kid and bring a weapon to school. When we had the case of Casey and Allison that nobody talked about, not even the news. And this was what? 3 years ago. Something like that. But then the universe brings you another case similar as the case in Allison. And now it shows how hateful y'all are. How dare this black baby do this? Ha! Think about that. The universe gave Carmelo the opportunity to get a donation through a GiveSendGo. And you showed us. Y'all showed us how hateful you were. How dare he get donations? Who the hell? Y'all had them, all of y'all Karens at once contacting GiveSendGo. Why is he able to receive donations? But then the universe said, hey, this racist white woman is receiving hundreds of thousands. And y'all can sit back and be like, cool. We don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. So I hope that the Anthony family is suing you and others for peddling that bullshit about them buying homes and the new car. I hope that we get to your fucking review page and leave you a beautiful review about how we didn't buy your fucking chocolates, and we hope your business goes all the way down because we don't give a fuck about your racist ass. And I'm going to follow the fucking demise of your little coffee bean company on Amazon, nigga, because I hope I can hear it in your voice. Every video is getting a little less more energetic than the last one. So yes, maybe the numbers are coming to you in real time. You're like, oh yeah, fuck, I gotta put out another Carmelo video, but my coffee beans. So yes, you racist piece of shit, I'm watching you.